Dave, I was very excited when I saw that I was going to get to evaluate you. I've always really enjoyed your style and your speeches. I think you were definitely a sanguine speaker. You sort of exude a certain confidence and calm in front of the audience. And so this was an interesting speech for you. I think it was a bit different than some of the ones that I've heard in the past. And you got off to a great start. The first thing was that the title of the speech, Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. And so I thought, okay, this is going to be about maybe traveling around the country, staying in different hotels, wherever. And then you come out and you deliver the line about ghosts. And I think that's kind of like, it was immediately like, oh, interesting, intrigue, a little bit of a twist of where are we going with this. And so I thought that that was a really powerful opening. And then from there, we did a lot of expressive discussions around horror stories and sort of horror films and sort of reenacting some of these things, which I had not seen in previous speeches. You'd be that expressive and dynamic. So I thought that was a great addition to kind of your repertoire. The other thing you did is that you'd sort of say that, you know, I want to operate within a tighter box, and you still wandered and walked around. But I actually thought I like that personally, just because it seems more natural than to sort of sit and sort of be isolated into this small area. So you built up all this anticipation, and I think the expectation for me when I heard your openings, I thought, oh, we're going to get a ghost story out of some personal experience of yours in traveling. I thought you must have traveled quite a bit, staying in quite a few hotels. And then it sort of took a different twist. Then all of a sudden it went into a history lesson, which I liked at the beginning because I thought this is kind of cool. It's kind of like, again, like almost like a movie where it suddenly shifts themes. You know, where is this going? And so you start to go through the history lesson, and the depth and everything you provided background was pretty fascinating. And obviously you have a great command of the subject. Where I felt that it kind of lulled there, though, is that you were so dynamic in the beginning and the opening, and then the history lesson was, I think, told a little more factual. And I think in the storytelling style, you could have been more campfire or ghost story type telling of it. And that might have been, it would take a little bit more work to sort of pull that out of those raw details. But I think there was an opportunity there to make that a little bit more storytelling-like. So it sort of lulled a little bit in the middle, and then you brought it back, and some of the techniques you did, I think you went out and engaged the audience. You said, that's when I think the ghost moved in. And then it was like, ooh, everyone perked up and was like, okay, we're back to ghosts, and this is going to be interesting. And then you kind of rounded out, finishing out talking about the specific hotel and about the specific incidences, the things that could possibly go on there. I still kept thinking, I think you've stayed there, and maybe you'll be able to tell us something about what happened there. And I know even though that didn't happen, you were still able to convey what the mystery is there. So I think this overall is a great story. It's a great twist, and I think it brought some new things to the table for you. Ghost stories, I think, are also always going to be perk up people's interests and so on. And again, the history lesson was pretty fascinating, and it really showed just how much you understood and had a command of the subject. So great job overall, and I love to hear more. Thank you.
Great.